Hey guys, Smart Finance here, and today we're going to be doing an overview of the current Chase Inc. business cards that are on offer. We're going to be talking about three cards today. That is going to be the Inc. Business Unlimited, the Inc. Business Cash, as well as the Inc. Business Preferred. We're mostly going to be focusing on the main benefits of each card, intro bonus, rewards, and then briefly an APR, and then of course talking about the annual fee, etc. So, just off the bat, both the Inc. Business Unlimited as well as the Inc. Business Cash are both no annual fee credit cards, which means every year you're not going to have to pay anything to keep this card whether you're using it or not. And then over here we have the Inc. Business Preferred, which is kind of, I'd say, on a different tier, as you are paying a $95 annual fee for this card. So um, for some people, that's great if you can get the benefit out of it. For other people, it might not make sense to hold on to this card for a long time, because once you got the intro bonus out of the way, might not make sense to hold on to this card unless you're getting benefits out of it. So first, we're going to talk about the Inc. Business Unlimited card. So this card is kind of a great all-around business credit card. You're going to be getting 1.5% cash back for all purchases. Now, this is good. It's definitely better than 1% cash back on everything, which you'll get on a lot of other cards for non-category spending. But for this card, instead of getting 1% on everything, and then maybe higher percentages like 3, 5% on specific things, you're going to be getting 1.5% back on everything. And this is great for people who have a business and they're spending money all over the place and they don't really want a bunch of credit cards and they just want one credit card they know they can use for anything. This is going to be the card for them. 1.5% unlimited cash back, so it doesn't matter if you spend $5,000 in a year or $500,000 in a year. No matter what, you're going to get 1.5% cash back for all of your spending. And this cash back is actually in the form of Chase Ultimate Reward points. You can actually use this transfer to your other Chase credit cards and use it for travel, that sort of thing. And that's relevant for all of these Chase business cards we're going to be talking about today. Now, with this card, you will get a $750 bonus if you spend $7,500 in the first 3 months of having a card, which I think is very competitive, especially for business cards on offer right now with no annual fee. I think this is unmatched. I think this is a great offer. However, spending $7,500 in 3 months could be difficult for some people, depending on the degree of which you're using this for business expenses, how much your business actually is spending, or if you're using this more for personal use and maybe combining it with business expenses, you might be able to hit that. But it is a very large spend, but it also is giving you a very good rewards rate. And this is also going to be, this $750 comes in the form of 75,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points, which is awesome. You are going to get an intro APR of 0% for the first 12 months of having the card, which is good. It can help some people when they're starting the business, but we try not to focus on APR here because we're trying to get the best value we can for our credit cards, and usually carrying a balance month to month isn't ideal for getting the most value out of your spending, but it is a benefit of the card in some people's eyes, so definitely good to talk about. You're of course going to get employee cards, etc. That's pretty much everything on this card specifically. Now we're going to go back and talk about the Inc. Business Cash. And it can be a little bit confusing. They say this one's cash, this one's not cash. They both are going to earn rewards in the same way through the Chase Ultimate Rewards, which can be redeemed for cash back or transferred to other cards or used for travel or other specific uses. So looking at the Inc. Business Cash, this card is actually going to be a little bit different from the Inc. Business Unlimited. However, it is pretty simple. You're going to get the exact same intro bonus for this card. And then here you're going to be getting 5% cash back on your first $25,000 you spend yearly at office supply stores, internet, cable, and phone services. So that's really good if you're spending a lot of money in those categories, which a lot of people who are operating businesses would be spending a lot of money on these sorts of things, which is great. And then you're also going to be getting 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants, which is also great for a no annual fee business card to be getting these benefits. A lot of people's businesses rely on buying gas, whether they're traveling themselves or getting around for their employees, what have you. And of course, restaurants, it's good to see a slightly better redemption rate than what we'd see on the, for example, Chase Business Unlimited, which is only going to get you 1.5% cash back on everything. If you're spending a lot at restaurants, gas, and these other 5% categories, this could be a great card to have. And again, this card is going to come along with no annual fee. So there's really no drawback to getting the card. It's not like it's going to be costing you $100 a year, whether you're getting benefits from it or not. And again, on this card, we are getting the 0% intro APR for the first 12 months of having the card, which is Again, we don't really like to focus on that. We're really here to get the best value we can out of our spending. We don't really try to carry balances, even though it's 0%. It's not the best option for most people, but it is, again, a benefit of this card. They think a lot of people will like that, hence why it's an offer on the card. And then, of course, you're going to get 1% cash back on all other purchases you make with the card that don't fit into these two categories, which, when comparing it to the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited, is a bit less. You're going to get 1.5% back on everything here. You're going to get 1% back on everything here that doesn't fall into these other categories. However, if you're spending a lot more in these categories where you're going to get 5% and 2% on this card, that might be beneficial for you. And then, of course, there's no rules that Chase throws out about having multiple of these cards. You could have the Ink Business Unlimited, the Ink Business Cash, and the Ink Business Preferred if you're approved for them all. It's kind of just whether or not you're willing to have multiple credit cards and what you think would work best for you. So after talking about these two, we'll go to the Ink Business Preferred. And I kind of don't even classify this card as directly comparable to these two cards. If you're comparing this card, you kind of have to look towards other credit card issuers like American Express to kind of see something similar. Because it isn't really the same card as what you're seeing over there. So just going over to this card, I will start out with this, you're going to be paying an annual fee of $95. However, this can easily be offset in the first year by this 100,000 bonus points you're going to get for spending $15,000 on the card, which, granted, this is a lot of money to spend, and 100,000 points for $15,000 in spending isn't the greatest ratio of points to spending. However, if you are someone who has a business or just personally you're spending a lot of money in relation to your business, this would be something that might be good to have if you're looking to just rack up as many points as you can. You're not going to have to go through like 5 different credit cards to get this 100,000 points, which would be $1,000 in cash back value. You can kind of just get one, put everything on it, and you don't really have to think about it. So then we're going to talk about some of the benefits of this card. You will see this card does not have any special APR intro offer right now. I think this does change time to time, so these things are always being updated, so I'm not sure exactly what the future is going to hold, but you can check out these cards yourself. I'll leave a link down in the description to the Chase Business Credit Card page on their website, and you can learn a little bit more there. So this card, you're going to get 100,000 bonus points if you spend $15,000 in the first 3 months, which is, again, a lot of money. Most people maybe won't be able to hit that, but if you are someone who does have that degree of spending, this could be an awesome option for you. So on this card, you're getting 3x points or 3% cash back on shipping purchases, advertising, internet, cable, and phone services, as well as travel. And this is going to be up to $150,000 a year. So whether or not you're spending more than that or less than that, you might have to weigh that in of whether it'd be worth it for you to get this card or something else. I do think this is a pretty competitive offering, especially at only a $95 annual fee. And then again, you're going to get one unlimited 1 point per dollar spent on all other purchases that don't fall within these categories. However, if you can max out or get close to maxing out these categories with this 3x points, that's going to more than offset this annual fee. Even when you're past year 1 where the intro bonus is kind of the thing offsetting the annual fee, maybe 2-3 years down the line, if you're spending $100,000 a year on these categories, that's going to completely offset the annual fee you're going to be paying on the card, and that would make it worth it. However, some people might get this card, they might get their intro offer, and then they might realize they're not really getting good value out of the card. They might be getting better value out of something with no annual fee or a different annual fee that maybe has different categories. It's really important to look at that before you apply for a card, in my opinion. I guess canceling a card isn't the end of the world, or having to downgrade a card isn't the end of the world, but it's definitely easier to just kind of go in knowing what your options are and what you're looking for within the card. And then, of course, this is a Chase Preferred card, which is going to mean that you are going to be getting 1.25 value on all your ultimate reward points. So that means you're going to get $1,250 in terms of value for your points if you transfer them over to Chase Ultimate Rewards and use them for travel, as opposed to the $1,000 you'd get if you just wanted to go for cashback. And this is only something you're going to get with the Business Preferred, the Sapphire Preferred, and the Sapphire Reserve. So this 1.25 is something reserved for annual fee cards, and with the Sapphire Reserve, you actually get 1.5 times more points when you redeem them, but that's not really what we're talking about. Today we're talking about the business cards. So then, of course, all these cards have these other features, the monitor and protecting employee cards, and then this is kind of talking about the rewards. And then just kind of going back and looking at all of these three cards. We're not talking about these other cards offered here. We're talking about the ink cards. These cards, you definitely should look at yourself whether or not one card is right for you. So for anyone wondering which credit card is best for them, or which credit card I think is the best of all of these credit cards, there isn't really an answer to that question. Not everyone is spending money on their business credit cards in the same way. Some people are mixing business spending and personal spending. Some people are just using it for business spending. It's kind of tough to just give one answer for what's the best thing. I definitely encourage you to take a look at the benefits of each card, maybe write something out, open up a spreadsheet, and kind of just start throwing some numbers in and see what your past spending looked like. Maybe open up some bank statements, see how much you're spending in specific categories, and see which card will give you the best benefits. There's definitely not too much harm in spending an hour or two trying to figure out which credit card might be the best for you. And the best credit card for you or your business might not even come from Chase. There are a ton of other issuers offering awesome credit cards with awesome benefits that might work better for your business than something you're going to see from Chase. So I definitely encourage you to check these cards out. Check out all the other cards you're going to see online. I have a playlist that I will put in the little card in the top right hand corner of the screen that will allow you to see my other videos on business credit cards if that's something you're looking into exploring. And if you guys do have any other questions, of course, leave a comment down below. I'd love to keep the conversation going there and see if I can help you with anything. And then, of course, make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future.